Because we know that complex solutions to quadratic equations always come as conjugate pairs, because we know that, if we know one of the solutions, we can always tell you what the other solution is, if they're complex, not real. So, if I know that one of the solutions to this equation is -2 minus I root 3, in fact, I don't even care what the equation is. If I know that this is one of the solutions, and I know it's a quadratic equation with real coefficients, then I automatically know that the other solution is the same as this, except it's a complex conjugate. It's got a plus instead of a minus. So the other solution is just -2 plus I root 3. But we can go a step further. Suppose I know that I've got some kind of quadratic equation, and I know one of the solutions. I know that one of the solutions is 2 plus 5i. Actually, I can now work out what the original quadratic equation was. All I need to start with is to know that A, B and C were real. How do I do it? Like this. I know what this solution is, and I therefore know that the other solution is this one's complex conjugate. That means the original quadratic was x minus the first one times x minus the second one. There is a trick to expanding this out, and that is to put the real parts together and the complex parts together. Why? Because we know that this is going to be a difference of 2 squares. So this saves you a bit of work in the expansion. Well, minus I squared becomes plus. So I can expand the perfect square, I end up with a plus 25, and then I get this as my result. But there's actually a problem here. This textbook has basically assumed that A equals 1. Actually, my solution could be any multiple of this quadratic. Because whatever the multiple out the front is, if I factorise that multiple out and I get this, then I will end up with this as my factorised form, but with the multiple out the front. So I will end up with these roots. So actually, I can't give this as my solution because it could be any multiple of this. They will all have the same roots, but it could be k times this whole thing in brackets. So just keep that in mind.